Aaron Rodgers is officially a member of the Pittsburgh Steelers and will be the team's starting quarterback for the 2025 NFL season. It's a sentence that, for months, lingered in the realm of possibility but was never quite etched in stone, until now. The long-rumored connection between Rodgers and the Steelers has finally become reality, and Pittsburgh fans can breathe a sigh of relief knowing that their team has a legitimate shot at contention with a four-time MVP under center. But as the dust begins to settle on what is undoubtedly one of the biggest acquisitions in franchise history, the spotlight has shifted to the next pressing concern: who, exactly, will be catching passes from Rodgers? As it stands, the Steelers' receiving core is a mixture of promise, experience, and question marks. At the top is DK Metcalf, a physical marvel who arrived in Pittsburgh via a blockbuster trade with the Seattle Seahawks. Metcalf brings elite speed, size, and athleticism, and he fills the WR1 role with authority. But the departure of George Pickens to the Dallas Cowboys, a surprising post-draft maneuver that still has fans and analysts scratching their heads, has left a notable gap in the depth chart. Pickens was inconsistent at times but flashed star-level talent, and his chemistry with Steelers quarterbacks had only begun to blossom. In his absence, the Steelers are left with a group of receivers that includes Robert Woods, Calvin Austin III, and rookie Roman Wilson. Each brings a different skill set to the table. Woods is a savvy veteran known for his route running and blocking ability. He's reliable but no longer a game-breaker. Austin offers explosiveness and speed but lacks the size to consistently win outside. Wilson, a third-round pick out of Michigan, has the potential to become a solid contributor but is still an improving commodity at the professional level. Collectively, they form a respectable supporting cast, but one that lacks a clear number 2 option behind Metcalf. Enter the latest speculation swirling around the Steelers' front office, the potential addition of Keenan Allen, a name that's been floated as a short-term solution to help solidify the receiving unit and give Rodgers the kind of security blanket he's had in previous stops. Allen, who most recently played for the Chicago Bears in 2024, remains one of the most technically gifted wideouts in the game. His production last season, 70 receptions, 744 yards, and 7 touchdowns in 15 games, proves that he's still capable of producing at a high level, even as he enters the twilight years of his career. The idea, first proposed by Fox Sports, is tantalizing in its simplicity. Pair a seasoned, precise route runner like Allen with a cannon-armed quarterback like Rodgers, and watch the offense operate with surgical efficiency. The two veterans would form a natural connection, built on mutual understanding of the game's nuances and a shared desire to win at all costs. According to the report, Allen would likely command a 1-year deal in the ballpark of $10 million, a fair price for a player of his pedigree and experience, especially for a team with championship aspirations. Allen, 33, isn't the same explosive vertical threat he once was, but he doesn't need to be. His game has never been predicated on pure speed. Instead, he's built his reputation on footwork, timing, and an uncanny ability to find soft spots in zone coverage. He's the type of receiver who makes quarterbacks better, not by stretching the field, but by consistently being in the right place at the right time. For Rodgers, who thrives on timing throws and anticipatory reads, Allen could become a vital piece of the offensive puzzle. The Steelers' offensive coordinator, Arthur Smith, is known for preferring versatile receivers who can line up in multiple spots and contribute in various phases of the game. Allen fits that mold. He can play outside or in the slot, is comfortable running a full route tree, and doesn't shy away from contact. He'd also be a valuable mentor to younger players like Austin and Wilson, who could learn volumes just by watching how Allen prepares, practices, and carries himself on and off the field. While some fans may balk at the idea of bringing in another veteran, especially one on the wrong side of 30, it's worth considering the context. The Steelers are in win-now mode. Rodgers isn't a long-term solution. He's a bridge to a championship window that may only stay open for a year or two. Every move the team makes from here on out must be measured against a single criterion: does this help us win now? In that light, signing Keenan Allen isn't just sensible, it's borderline essential. And it's not just about numbers or positional need. There's a psychological component to building a Super Bowl caliber roster. When a team like Pittsburgh makes a statement move, trading for Rodgers, acquiring Metcalf, it sends a message to the locker room that the organization is serious about contending. Bringing in Allen would further reinforce that message. It shows players, coaches, and fans alike that the front office is willing to make every sacrifice, every strategic move necessary to chase a title. From Rodgers' perspective, adding another experienced target could be the difference between an offense that's good and one that's great. He's used to having multiple weapons at his disposal. During his prime years in Green Bay, he benefited from a deep cast that included Devontae Adams, Randall Cobb, Jordy Nelson, and others. In New York, his supporting cast never quite materialized due to injuries and inconsistency. In Pittsburgh, the opportunity exists to recreate that kind of balance, if the team is willing to pull the trigger. Financially, the Steelers are in a decent position. The Rodgers deal was structured in a way that gave the team flexibility in other areas, and while the Metcalf contract carries significant weight, a one-year deal for Allen wouldn't cripple the cap. In fact, it could prove to be a bargain if Allen puts up even modest production and helps elevate the rest of the receiving core. It's also worth noting that Allen has expressed a desire to compete for a championship before hanging up his cleats. A player of his caliber doesn't want to languish on a rebuilding roster. He wants meaningful games, primetime moments, and a shot at glory. The Steelers, with their defensive backbone, ascending offensive line, and a future Hall of Fame quarterback, represent exactly the kind of destination that would appeal to a player in Allen's position. Of course, there are no guarantees in the NFL. Injuries, chemistry issues, and unpredictable variables can derail even the most promising plans. But in a league where parity is the norm and windows of opportunity are fleeting, teams must strike when the iron is hot. For Pittsburgh, the iron is blazing. The time to make bold, calculated moves is now. Adding Keenan Allen may not be the flashiest acquisition, but it could be one of the most impactful. At the end of the day, championships are won with depth, experience, and the ability to adapt. The Steelers have the quarterback. They have the WR1. They have the supporting cast. What they're missing is that one final piece, an experienced receiver who can stabilize the offense, make clutch catches, and bring out the best in Rodgers. If Allen is available and interested, it's a move that simply makes too much sense to ignore. And should the Steelers follow through, the AFC could be on notice. Because when you combine Rodgers' arm, Metcalf's explosiveness, Allen's precision, and a Pittsburgh defense that's consistently among the league's elite, you don't just have a playoff team. You have a legitimate Super Bowl contender.